tires hummed against the rainy asphalt of the Ozarks as I drove deep into the night. It was one of those drives where the world shrinks to just the beam of your headlights cutting through the darkness. Inside the car, my wife and kids were fast asleep, a peaceful scene that contrasted with the growing storm in my own head. My heavy eyelids started to sag, drooping lower and lower with each mile marker. The car, following my lead, began to drift toward the shoulder, pulled by the siren song of exhaustion. Just as my chin hit my chest, the dead radio, which had been silent for hours, roared to life. It wasn't static. It was a raw, distorted snarl of outsider punk music. The kind of sound you'd get from a cigar box guitar, played with pure, unadulterated soul. Then, a gravelly voice boomed through the speakers, a voice that sounded like it had been aged in whiskey and smoke. I'm the Bull Shoals Boogie Man on WBULLM radio from beyond the veil. Wake up, late-night driver. Adrenaline surged through me like a lightning strike. The music slammed into a frantic, heart-pounding rockabilly beat that vibrated through the entire car. My eyes were wide open now, my hands gripping the steering wheel as I corrected our course. The near miss was terrifying, but that voice, that music, it was electrifying. I saw the warm glow of a neon sign ahead, a beacon in the stormy night. A gas station. Perfect. I pulled in, the sudden stop waking my family. Everything okay? My wife asked, rubbing her eyes. Yeah, I said, my heart still racing. Just needed some coffee. And maybe some snacks for the road. Inside the brightly lit store, we stretched our legs, grabbing coffee, juice boxes, and a bag of chips. The mundane act felt surreal after what had just happened. Back in the car, feeling more human, I started the engine. The radio was silent again, just a faint hiss of static. My wife, scrolling on her phone, smiled over at me. That's weird, she said. I just stumbled onto a local legend about this area. It's about a ghost DJ called the Bull Shoals Boogie Man. I felt a chill run down my spine. They say he was a DJ back in the 50s who died in a crash on this very highway. She continued, and now his spirit still broadcasts from the other side, playing his music whenever a driver is in trouble and needs him most. I glanced at the radio, its dark screen reflecting my own wide-eyed expression. It was just an inert piece of plastic and wires. But I knew what I'd heard. I whispered a silent thank you into the darkness and pulled back onto the foggy highway, the rockabilly beat still echoing in my mind. The fog grew thicker as we neared Harrison, Arkansas. It swirled across the road like something alive, reducing visibility to almost nothing. Suddenly, a figure materialized in my headlights. It was a man, standing right in the middle of my lane. He wore a vintage leather jacket and was holding what looked like a cigar box. I slammed on the brakes, the tires screeching on the wet pavement. My heart leaped into my throat as the car skidded to a halt. But when I looked up, the road was empty. There was no one there. My hands were shaking. Was I seeing things? Was I finally losing it? Just then, I noticed something on the dashboard that definitely wasn't there before. It was a small, yellowed business card. I picked it up. In old-fashioned lettering, it read, WBULLM, the voice of the void, keeping you between the lines since 1954. And below that, request line, just scream. I flipped it over. On the back, scrawled in what looked like hurried handwriting, were the words, Drive easy, brother. I've got the graveyard shift covered. Before I could even process what I was holding, a small giggle came from the back seat. It was my daughter. Daddy, she said, her voice sleepy but clear. The guitar man says hi. As the first hints of dawn painted the sky in shades of orange and pink, the fog finally lifted. We pulled over at a scenic overlook to watch the sunrise. The view was breathtaking, the Ozark Mountains rolling away into the distance like a sleeping giant. as I leaned against a stone wall. Soaking it all in, I noticed an old man sitting nearby. He was whittling a piece of wood, a beautifully crafted guitar resting beside him. Etched into the worn wood of the guitar were the initials HGD. He must have seen me looking at it, because he chuckled. "Beautiful, ain't she?" he said, his voice warm and friendly. I nodded, still thinking about the business card in my pocket. I had a strange night," I began, not sure how to explain. He just smiled, a knowing glint in his eye. "Heard you ran into the Boogie Man." My jaw dropped. "You know about him?" "Know him? He's my broadcast partner." The old man laughed. He called himself the Hillbilly Guitar Dude. He pointed up at the brightening sky. "It's a whole circuit sea. There's a fella way out there, calls himself Zero Antarctica. He sends the tunes down from the stars. Old Boogie, he catches them on his frequency and broadcasts them from the veil to keep folks like you awake. And me? On ground control. I keep the vibrations steady down here on Earth." He explained it all so simply, like he was talking about the weather. A cosmic radio network powered by ghosts, aliens, and a hillbilly with a guitar. He stood up, patting my shoulder. "You're in on the song now, friend. Just remember to listen." I turned to watch the sunrise for just a moment, and when I looked back, he was gone, vanished. The only thing he left behind was a single guitar pick sitting on the stone wall. It wasn't plastic. It seemed to glow with a faint, otherworldly light, shimmering with all the colors of the cosmos. I picked it up, the Ozarks stretching out before me, no longer just a landscape, but a place full of secrets and song. And I finally knew how to tune in. Thanks for watching, and if you have your own strange stories from the road, share them in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more mysteries from the highway. Drive safe out there.